Hello and welcome to week 2 in psychology seminar. And we had a great week 1. Everything is going sweet. Again, if there's any questions, please be sure to send me an email or post the questions right into the discussion board. So here at week 2, what we're going to be focusing on is KVCC and the program we have here in psychology. So I'm asking you for the discussion that's due this week is to go to our program website. There's a link in the course book. Go there, click around all over the place, look at the things that are there, and sort of make a determination. Are you in the right place? Is this the program that you need to be in? Sometimes people come into my program and what they really want is the mental health program, because they want to get their MHRTC, or they want to go into clinical mental health, or they need something like a job right after their associate's degree, which is not in that much of a concern in the psychology program. So this is a chance for you early in the semester here to take a look, make sure you're in the right place, and then engage in a discussion with that. The other part, once you've decided you're in the right place, is we're going to start the process of academic advising. I'm the advisor for all of the psychology students in the program. And in order to assist you in planning how you are going to make your way through all the program requirements in this program and graduate when you want to graduate, I've developed a form. And that form looks like this. So what you'll see here is very different than the forms that you see online or the documents that KVCC has. This is one that I designed. And what you'll see over here is, here's the list of all the required classes. To graduate in this program, you have to take all of these. In addition, you have to take one of these, abnormal psych or social psych. And then we had pathway electives. Now, one of these 5 electives needs to be a 200 level psychology class, but the other pathway electives are ones that you can use to explore the field of psychology. You could take psychology classes like sensation and perception or positive psychology. You can also take mental health classes if you're interested in substance abuse or case management or trauma. You could take that. You can also take our sociology classes, death and dying, and social problems. And in addition, you can also take anthropology, which is another course that we offer every once in a while. And finally, if you wanted, really, you could actually take economics. You can play around with those 4 electives for whatever you want to do, whatever you want to explore, to really customize this program for you. One of the things that we will discuss in the planning is, if you think about where you're going to go after, when you've completed this program, almost all of my students go on to a 4-year degree in order to continue their education. We want to make sure that you're taking classes that you like and you're interested in, are going to help you explore the field and maybe what you want to do for a living, but we want to make sure they transfer to the program of your choice. So those discussions start happening at the same time. So you start thinking about, what classes do I want to take as electives, and then how are these going to transfer to whatever institution it is that I'm looking at when I'm done the program here. So we'll be having that discussion as well. Further on down, we see that you have to take a science with a lab. This is a 4-credit class with a lab. You take one of these, either COM 104, Introduction to Communication, COM 105, Interpersonal Communication. The difference between these is largely on the focal point of the major assignments. In Intro to Communication, it's public speaking. You have to do speeches. If you are not good at speeches, that's the one to take. You want to get good at things. You don't want to avoid things that are hard. You want to take the one that's going to be hard. Then you have interpersonal communications, which I believe does some focus on group work. That's the one I would take. I have no problem with public speaking. If I was in your shoes, I need to learn how to work in groups better. And I would actually take that interpersonal communications class. So please, this is a self-challenging area. If you don't like public speaking, take the Intro to Communications class so you can learn how to be a good public speaker. That's what you're here to do. Then we go into our writing sequence. You have to take English 101, 121, and English 218. Now, 218 goes very deep into the APA writing style that you're going to be introduced to here. You have to take that class before you take research methods, because I'm going to expect you to be pretty good at APA by the time you take that class. In our next sequence, we look at our math 111, quantitative or higher. What that means, you could take the Math 111 class if you haven't taken any math, but if you're taking college algebra or trig or something like that at the college level, that's good enough. This is required before you take statistics. So when I'm teaching statistics, I'm assuming you already have most of the knowledge from Math 111 or a more advanced math. Finally, we get down to one other social science. We have Introduction to Sociology and then an art elective. And there's a resource page in the advising website on KVC's website about what art electives are. So we have classic arts like bookmaking and drawing, and I think we have some ceramics or something. We used to, at least, pottery and stuff. But then we have creative writing, and then we have even 3D printing. All of these as art classes are another requirement for this degree. Now, the reason we have some of those elective classes, if it's the first time you've been to college and understand that sort of process, is the purpose of a college education is not only to give you the stuff that you need to do your job. It goes beyond that, and it creates what we would call an educated person. In the philosophy of getting an associate's degree, we want to pair your core material that you're coming to school with things that enlighten you, help you with critical thinking, broaden your horizons, and make you a more informed citizen. So these are these other classes sort of round that out. You will continue to take some of those other classes when you go on for your bachelor's degree. Don't really specialize and just take classes related to what we're going to do until we get into graduate school. Now, if you look at this document, you'll see that it's organized with little check boxes for each one of the classes you need to take, and then empty boxes here for each semester that you are going to be working on your degree. And this form can continue onto another page. And so what we're going to be doing with this assignment is I'm going to hear from you. I need to get that email from you that you are engaging me in the first of our discussions about academic advising. I will then take this document and I will complete it based on what you are enrolled in now. I will write the first semester right there. If you've transferred courses in, I will put them in and I will check off the courses that you've already completed. I use a color coding system that black ones are finished, red ones are current, and green ones are forward planning. I will, to some degree, go in and make some suggestions as to the courses that you need. When you communicate with me, what I would like you to tell me is how many credits per semester do you want to take? And I will use that information to plan out future semesters based on what I know the courses that are going to be offered during those semesters. So we can plan out the entire time that you are here at KVCC. Now, this assignment, it's kind of a big one. And we don't really need to finish it right away. We can work on it for a couple weeks because entails one-on-one with every one of you, and between two sections there's about 30 of you. That's going to take some time. So even though this assignment appears as due in this week, I'm flexible with that because as long as it's due before we get into pre-registration, which is in probably 3 or 4 weeks, I think it's in the timeline, that's our time to get this assignment done. However, I would like to hear from all of you. It's a piece of work on my part to be able to go through each one of these individually and provide you with that preliminary plan. But I would like to get that done at least before we have pre-enrollment, because pre-registration, because you get to pick your next semester's classes. You get to pick the spring classes, and we also publish the summer classes. So let's get the dialogue moving on that. Let me help you identify which courses will be coming up and get your plan right out of the gate here. So that's it for this week. We have the discussion and we have this assignment on Chapter 2, and I look forward to the discussion with you and to begin our journey on academic advising to help you meet your goals of graduating from this program. Take care.